Give me a D and a G. It's the Dawg and Gus Show. It's the Dawg and Gus Show.
Welcome to the Dawg and Gus Show.
Now on Be Kind Radio.
Yes, sir.
What's going on today, Dawg?
Yeah, you know, it's a Monday, and we just thought we'd interview somebody with lots of talent, and we got Amanda Keeles tonight.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
So great. Thank you for asking.
Very well, thanks.
And thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Let's jump in. So who is Amanda Keeles today?
Well, I've kind of been around for a long time. I've been writing, I've been singing for a long time, but I really didn't jump in head first, 100% till almost 3 years ago now, where I kind of left my career and decided to do my music full time. So did a big shift in my life, and yeah, that's what I've been doing for almost 3 years now, is just focusing on touring and recording, and it's been great.
It's awesome. Was that kind of something that was burning inside of you that you needed to get out, and eventually it was just like shit or get off the pot sort of thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You couldn't have said it better. I'd always wanted to do this. Even when I was like early 20s, this is something that I always wanted to do. And then life happened. You know, I got married, and I thought, you know, we shared the same passion for music, but it ended up that we didn't. So I was like, what do I do now? And then I became a mom. So everything kind of went on hold for the longest time. And then it was about 10 years ago that my life did a complete 360. I wasn't married anymore. I was concentrating on my career. I was doing really well in my career. But it was one day that it just hit me that I wasn't doing what I really loved and who I am. You know, I'm an artist, I'm a writer, I'm a performer. And so I took the huge leap of faith and walked away from my career to do this.
It's awesome.
It's a big jump for sure.
It's a big jump. Yeah. I didn't take it lightly. You know, it's when you give up something that, you know, it was a great paying job. You know, I could have worked at it until I retired, but I felt that here I am. I was doing stock market trading. I was, you know, getting people to the place where they could get what they wanted. If they wanted a new home, if they wanted a new car, I was making money for them to live their dreams. And I was working day and night, and I wasn't even living my dream. So that's when it hit me that if I don't do it now at this point in my life, I'm going to really regret it one day. I'll wish I would have.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want any regrets down the road, eh? That's a good way to think about it for sure.
Yeah.
So where are you from right now? Where are we talking to you from?
London, Ontario.
Nice. And how's the vibe out London way?
It's good. You know, this is it's the UNESCO, you know, city of music. So you know, we're really and in, you know, a big community of all different genres here in London. And we do exchanges with other countries for artists who are up and coming. But you know, London's been really good to me. I just did a single release party here last weekend, which was great. But every time I've played here in London, I've had such huge support, whether it be from the CTV News or Rogers TV or radio. It's just been always very supportive.
It's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
What's the first song or artist that made you want to do this?
Do you know when I was writing in my, like, I'm talking in my teens, was Jan Arden, believe it or not. That really got me digging deep into my songs because she is such a deep writer, and the songs she was putting out just made me think, you know what, I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper and kind of do more expressive writing. And so I think that she was probably one of the artists that really struck me the most when I was writing many years ago. And, you know, when I decided to do this, I took a collection of all the songs that I had written that I thought were some of the strongest ones, and I put it on an album. And that was what my debut album was, Can't Stop Me Now. But yeah, you'll hear some of the slow songs on this album that I think that Jan Arden's style of writing kind of kind of slipped into a little bit.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You ever reach out to her and say, "You're my hero"?
I would love to meet her one day. And the really ironic thing is that my latest single called Leads Me to You, her guitar player, Russell Broom, played on my song. He came into the recording studio and played on my song. So when I did meet him, I said, I've always, admired Jan Arden since I was a teenager. So whether he went back and told her, I don't know, but it was just kind of cool that I actually had Russell Broom, who tours with her to this day, he's been with her for 20 years, came in and played on my song.
It's like a full circle moment. Nice.
Yeah, it
love
was
that.
neat.
You just need Jan on backing vocals, and it's
Yeah, that would be all
the
right.
best ever.
Yeah, pretty good
Yeah.
backup for sure.
That
Yeah.
would be kind of cool. You're putting some ideas in my head.
Yeah. Well,
We do that.
yeah,
we,
sometimes, yeah.
we tend to do that.
Yeah, we're manifestors over here, so it's all good. What did those early days, like when you were writing those songs, look like to you?
I think it was about growing, right? Just finding my way. And I had loved so many different genres of music. My mother was like really classic country. And every time I come in the house, it was classic country was playing, like George Jones and all those great artists. And so that was always a part of me. And so I think that when I was writing back then, you got some of that classic country. And then I had my brothers would listen to like rock music. So I had classic rock that I absolutely loved to this day. And I think you'll see that kind of slip into some of the songs too, with the rock riffs in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the biggest struggle so far that you didn't expect?
Well, when I decided to make a leap into this, I put out a couple singles and then I thought, you know what? I have waited so long to do this. I'm going to just put out my album. And I was like, here's my album and I'm going to do a tour and just go from city to city and sing my songs. And I think that one of the kind of struggles, I guess, was that nobody knew me. I went out there and I was like marketing as much as I could, hoping that people would show up to my shows. And I was really pleasantly surprised that people did take a chance and they came out and saw me and they went home with an album and a t-shirt. And I thought that was really neat. But I think that, coming into this like full force with the album and the tour, I think I started to realize that, as an independent artist, I had a lot to learn. There is a lot to learn. And this is not an easy industry at all. It's flooded with artists. Everybody wants to have their music heard. But as the time went on, I found it to get easier. You start building relationships and people start seeing your name more. And I started getting some awards, which really helped. So I think that over the years, it's just building some momentum. But out of the gate, I was virtually unknown when I was going city to city.
Yeah. I guess everybody starts.
Well, you got to
unknown.
start somewhere, right?
Starts unknown and then you build it. That's great.
Yeah.
Who was the big believer in you at the beginning?
Let me think.
Other than yourself, of course.
I was going to say, I had a lot of no's in the beginning, right? It hasn't always been easy right off the get-go, especially going to radio. But I think that I have a team behind me that believes in me. I have a publicist, I have a radio tracker. I've got huge support from my family that every show I do, I must have like 20 of my family, like cousins, and they all really, really support me. So I think that really keeps me not only grounded, but it also really makes me feel like, you know what, I can make a difference with my music coming in at this point in my life when normally people start in their early 20s, right? 20s. So I'm coming into this a little bit later, but coming in with not only a lot of material, but a business background. I'm able to do my own contracting, my own negotiating. So I think that I'm just coming in at a little bit different angle.
Yeah.
Well, those are some things that people don't think about, right? Like this, like that whole
The
the
business.
negotiation, the business part. A lot of people are kind of shaky on. So, and you're not doing it at a bad time because Katie Osland did it when she was in her 40s and she did all right for herself. So back in the day,
Yeah, and I don't think it really matters
No.
when you're coming. I think if you have good material, and especially what you're looking for.
Mhm.
So, my expectations are in check. But, I know what I want and where I want to go and how much I want to enjoy this. So I think I set expectations for myself that are realistic. And that's why I think I'm enjoying it so much.
Yeah, that's great. Where do your songs usually start?
Normally, they start with an idea and a melody. That's what I normally wrote with, especially on my album. But this last song started with a beat. I had this beat in my head and I was like, I really got to write something with this beat. And it's funny because when I sent it to Johnny Kasparek, the producer of the song, I said, all I got is a beat and words and I'm singing to this beat. And he said, send it. And so when I got into the studio, we did a quick little demo on guitar. And when the musicians came into the studio, they played it the first time through and I was just off my chair. I was like, that's it. That is the song. They got it like right from the first take. And then Johnny worked his magic and created this whole song from it. But yeah, this last one was just this really good driving beat.
Nice.
Yeah.
maybe that one will be for your question later on.
Yeah.
How would you describe your sound to somebody who's never heard Amanda Keeles before?
I think that it's diverse, to be honest. I think you're going to hear, like I said, a little bit of classic rock in there. You're going to hear a little bit of classic country. I like playing soft, slow songs on piano. My upcoming album is going to be a lot more energy and a lot more drive. So I think people are going to be really surprised, especially with a few of the upcoming songs. One of them is a rock tune through and through. But I'm a country artist, so we'll see how that crossover goes. But I think that, most people will label me as a country artist. Country is kind of, I don't know, it's the genre itself is very forgiving as far as what's included in it. You've got all different kind of flavors of country.
That's a very good point. Definitely,
Yeah.
especially nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of different influences and stuff, and they call it country. So
That's right. When you're writing, is it from personal experience or characters?
The album was personal experiences and hearing some stories of what other people were going through. It was very much, and especially some of the songs were things that I was going through, You've got on the album is This I Want for You, and that is actually a song I wrote for my ex-husband. I was like, I want the best for you. And so when you hear these things, it really could relate to anybody else who's going through the same thing, right? They could listen to it and think, wow, that's kind of like my song or my story. So I don't think that my stories are any different than other people, but yeah, they tend to be from something that I'm experiencing.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think you're going against the grain a little bit, saying nice things about your ex. So Amanda, you know that. In the country vein, anyway.
Yeah.
I always say that in my shows too. I say, here's a song that wishes your ex well, because there's not many songs that actually do that, right?
Good point. Yes.
Very true story.
Especially in the country. Yeah. It's
The
like
country is like, no, I'm going to say mean things about my ex, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good on you. Anyway. Yeah. What do you got?
Okay. What themes keep showing up in your music, you find? I know you said that
Themes.
it's a bit diverse, but what kind of theme are you thinking?
So, the album was called Can't Stop Me Now. And I think that this is what you're really going to see going forward is just, it's almost like I've gotten to this point where like nothing could stop me. That's where I wrote Can't Stop Me Now. It's like nothing could stop me except myself now from going and doing what I love. So, but coming up, I think that you're going to really hear that energy and that drive. As far as the soft, quieter songs, I don't know if you're really going to hear this on the next album. I think this album's going to have a lot of fire to it.
Amazing.
So we read a little bit up on you. Gus was reading a little bit, and you played the Elm Combo,
Yeah.
which is like my dream venue to go see a show at, and I haven't got there yet. But tell us about that.
That was really neat. You know, it's got such good vibes to it, right? Because when you I couldn't help but think when I'm in there that you had the Rolling Stones in there, you had U2 in there. So to think that you were in the same venue that they had played at one time, that's really cool. That's really neat. And they keep that, that experience when you go in there with, they'll have pictures up, they'll have names up. So it reminds you of what the place was at one time. But it's really a neat venue, and I think every artist should play in there just to experience it.
Yeah, I would imagine there'd be like a little heaviness in there sometimes when you're thinking about all those great artists and you're just, pinching yourself because you're there, right? So it's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, it was on my bucket list.
Yeah.
So when I was picking out the venues of where I wanted to play, I picked TD Music Hall downtown Toronto. I picked the Chrysler Theatre in Windsor. We did a couple great Canadian casinos out east. So these are places that I thought would always be really neat to play. But the Alma Combo is definitely one that stood out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a dream destination for you?
I think that I'm just going to continue with touring. We're taking a little bit of a break now. We've got some shows coming up, but we will have a tour with this next album. But we wanted to go down into the US. That was one of the things that the band said, we got to go down and start making a little bit more of an appearance down there. And we actually got selected to open for Parmalee, country artist Parmalee. And they're big down there. They're ACM winners, like have #1 hits. So the fact that they picked a Canadian artist that was virtually unknown down there to open directly for them was a big deal. It was a big deal. And we applied for the P2 visas and we waited and waited and waited and they didn't come. And unfortunately, we couldn't go over. We couldn't go over and play. And, the festival had held our spot till 3 days before the show because they were hoping that we could come. But yeah, we missed that opportunity. And but my P2 visas did come in, and they came in 3 months late. Anyway,
Oh God.
Just
they
give-
showed up.
That's
They showed up in September for a June show. So it was like, yeah. So
Brutal.
unfortunately, that didn't happen. But one day I think we'd really like to get down there. Everybody always keeps saying to me, when are you going to go down to Nashville? And that is definitely one thing that I really want to do when things get easier.
Yeah. Just call up Parmalee and say, hey, come on up here. We'll play a show up here in Canada. You guys got your visas?
You know what? That was definitely on my thoughts, that because we couldn't open for them. So I looked to see where they were playing, but unfortunately they were playing at like other big festivals in Canada, which were already lined up. But that was definitely on my mind, that I thought I should reach out to them and just say, I missed that opportunity that I would have loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll happen. Something will happen for you for sure. It may not be Parmalee, but you'll get an opportunity to go down there and check it out. Nashville will probably be a great place for you to be for sure.
Absolutely.
So you're working on the album now, and when do you have a release date? Do you have any idea?
We're shooting for this fall. I have a couple singles that will go out before that album gets released. But yeah, we're actually back in the studio. We're going back in at the end of spring, just before summer, and getting 2 more songs to put on the albums. It is almost there. The songs are ready to go. I'm really excited about it.
Nice.
And, I'm assuming that you're going to have physical copies, like not just CDs, but vinyl.
Yes. You know what? I did vinyls for my debut album, and they sold really well at my shows when we had the merch table out. I wasn't sure. I thought, who has vinyl, who would have a vinyl stereo or record player to play them? But people do. And sometimes people just like them for the novelty of having it.
Yeah, for sure. They're making a big comeback too. So that's great. I love it.
Yep.
I'm sitting next to, we have one right here in the studio actually that we play occasionally. Yeah, that's really cool. Any Any songs that were hard but necessary?
Hard but necessary that have already been released?
No, maybe that happened or have. You decide.
I don't think there was any that were hard. I think that when I was choosing the songs to be on my debut album, it was pretty easy, the ones that I thought were likely the strongest that I'd read. There's some songs, I'm telling you, they're never going to see the light of day. I'm never going to share them. But there's still some ideas that I have not actually, put them out there to the producer and said, "What do you think of this one?" But he knows the type of vibe that I'm going for with this next record. So he's really excited too. And he's really kind of made them a little bit more edgy, like I wanted them to be. Because I still like that classic rock kind of coming through a little bit on my country songs.
So when you start off for an album, you're gonna do 10 songs?
Yeah, I believe we're gonna have 8. We're gonna have 8. So it'll be like an EP. Yeah, it's probably gonna be around 8.
Okay. So how do you do have like 20 songs and you go, yep, nope, yep. Is that the process or?
There's a few that I mull over and I think, I wonder how this one will go over. And you never know. Like, you never know how a song's gonna do, because there's some songs that I put out that I think, and they get picked up. Like, they're on satellite radio and they get picked up all over. And then the ones that I think will really do well, they're a little bit quieter. So it depends on timing, I suppose. A lot has to do with timing. But yeah, it's sometimes you just never know.
Yeah. It's like that with social media. It's like you pick something and you think you spend all this time to create something and then you just put something dumb out and it works better. Not to say that your stuff is like, there's no comparison.
He's just saying that because he made me do some TikTok videos today.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. But that's just for that's just to get it, it's okay. It's okay.
I hadn't done social media till just 3 years ago. I never had Facebook, Instagram, nothing. I never did any of the social media. So it was a real learning curve for me to actually do videos that I was like, I'm not posting that. But people do crazy things and they get tons of likes. So, I have to get a little bit more comfortable with doing off the cuff kind of videos. I'm still getting there.
Yeah. I guess is it a necessary evil for business now?
I think so. I think it's really necessary because people want to know who the artist is. And they, the first place they're going to look is, well, let's check out their Instagram. Let's check out their socials and see what they're like. And I think that's really important because it makes the listener feel a little bit more connected to the music and the person they're listening to. So I think so. I think it's very important. I don't really concentrate on the numbers so much, which I probably should, because a lot of people will look how many followers, how many streams, but that's one thing that takes time, I suppose. And it will, I see it growing because more people are starting to follow me. But yeah, I think because I'm doing my social media myself, that may be something too, is having somebody market it for me may be totally different.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's the problem with it is you have to do it all the time or you lose the traction, which is kind of, a tough thing. I think that it's challenging for artists to be focused on art and then having to do that portion as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's every day. Every day I'm like, what can I post that will be of interest that people would find interesting?
I think it's also hard to balance how much you're going to share. Like you want to get to be interested in you as a person and as an artist and as a singer and songwriter, but you got to be able to keep some of that for yourself. And I find
agree.
It's keep a little mystery.
A little mystery.
Little mystery.
I like that.
I completely agree with you. Because I don't know, sometimes I see these artists and stuff, they overshare. And I'm like, I'm just not like that. I'm more really focused on my music. And I share a little bit about who I am and what things make me tick and things like that. But yeah, I think I'm just a little bit more reserved when it comes to the social media.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way to be, actually, because like you said, a little mystery doesn't hurt.
If you have a Gus, then there's this, you don't get that.
Well, it's different. It's different. We're not artists. We're just podcasters.
Are we not?
Well, I don't know if it's is this an art form?
I
don't
think
know.
so. I think it is.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I say it's an art form.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Now,
All right.
now I'm gonna go and post you guys on my socials.
Oh,
See?
good. See, well, as
Well,
long as we're reassuring each other, you
She,
know,
she started following us today too. So
I saw that.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's wonderful. What do you hope people feel when hearing your music?
I hope they feel a sense of, I don't know, a sense of that they can do anything, I guess. Anything they put their mind to. Because I think my story is a you know, something that people can say, I wish I would have done that, or I wish I would have followed my passion, but I was too nervous. I was too scared to make a leap or a change in my life. And I did it. And I'm no different than anybody else, but I took that huge leap and I rearranged my life completely to get to where I am now. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. But I think just life had just granted me that door to open to do it. So I hope people, when they listen to my music, it makes them feel good and makes them feel empowered that they can, you know, they can go out and they can reach their dreams or what they really want to do.
I think it's a great story.
Yep.
It's like someone who, you know, like you said, had the means to do whatever you wanted as far as financial stuff, and you'd be able to go down a different path. But at the end, like, you wouldn't be as fulfilled because you haven't expressed that inner like that inner feeling, you know. So I think it's such a great story. You should definitely share that one day when you go on your social and just do a little, just a video of yourself talking about, if I can quit this job and do this, and I think anybody can do it. So if you have the passion and obviously the talent, but which you have, so that's the best part. I think it's a great story.
Yeah, I would like to think that it inspires people to actually go out and do it. Especially, you know, like I said, when you want to do something when you're younger and you don't get that opportunity, and then all of a sudden life goes on and on and on, and then all of a sudden that little opportunity opens and you just go for it. So I think everybody should feel that kind of, I don't know, that kind of euphoric feeling of having the capability to go out and do what you love.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great
It's
story.
almost like life kind of comes back and rewards you for waiting. And I think that at this point, I appreciate it so much more than maybe I would have when I was younger too.
True.
I'm just soaking it all in. I'm just loving every minute of it. So
Yes, that's
yeah.
awesome. I love it. It's a great
So
story.
yeah, it's awesome. So as a singer-songwriter, which situation would hit you in the feels more? Somebody decides to record one of your songs, or you're singing to a packed house and they're singing your song back to you?
Number two, that is such a cool feeling when people are singing your song back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember the first time that I seen that happen. I can't remember where we were, but I was doing one of my songs and there was these girls sitting in the front row and they were actually singing along as I was singing. And they must have seen I had like the biggest smile on my face because I was like, oh my God, they know my song. Like I thought that was the coolest thing. So I think that would be really the neatest thing, is to have, oh my gosh, to have a full house all singing back to you. That would be really neat.
Yeah, so it tends to be the
Yes.
answer, right?
Well, 99% of the time when we
Yeah.
ask the question, it's always the same answer.
It's
Yeah,
number
that's-
two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a singer-songwriter, yes. Yeah, for
I
the
think
most
it
part,
makes
yeah.
sense. Off the cuff here. So you just robbed a bank. You're getting in the car. What song's playing?
Oh, I know. Is it Steve Miller, Take the Money and Run?
Yes. That's a good one.
Is that what you were thinking?
No,
we-
but it's everybody's answer is different. It's
Yeah.
like you have that song on while you're driving away. It's a pretty good song.
Doesn't
to have.
that fit though? Ooh, take the money and run.
Yeah,
Doesn't that
exactly.
sound
Yeah.
What do you got this time?
I don't know.
Because we always do it. We always have a song of our own, but
How about Cocaine Blues by Johnny Cash?
oh my God.
The live version.
All right. Yeah. Now you're doing this to me, right?
Well, you started it. Oh, I started it.
You know
but,
what? I'll go Merle Haggard, The Running Kind.
all right. Going country today.
Well, why not? We're with
Yeah.
Amanda. And yeah,
That's a cool song.
she's got a
cool
country
song.
vibe. So
That's true. It's very
Do
true.
you know the song I always used to go down the highway to was The Boys of Summer, Don Henley?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
That's a
my
good.
gosh. That is just like one of those songs you just whip down the highway to.
Yeah, pretty good voice too.
Yeah, officer, it's not my fault. It's Don Henley's fault that I'm
exactly.
speeding.
Yeah, Don Henley had a pretty good voice.
Yeah, he was all right, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
He was in an okay band before he went solo. You know, he's doing some okay things, I guess.
Better.
Yeah, take the money and run. Yeah, it's a good tune.
Yep.
Yep, good choice. How has your confidence changed as an artist?
I think that it's getting stronger, right? Because when I first came out and my very first show, I was like, wow, I hope they like what I'm doing. But I have some great players beside me on stage. They have been with me since day one, like Scott Zarek, Brian McHugh, Shem Jacob, James Vermew. They have played with me, and we are so, our show is so tight now because we're so used to each other and the cues, and that I think that really grows confidence on stage as an artist. And it's like anything, the more you do it, the more you're going to feel better about it. So I think my confidence has grown. I think last year, getting the Forest City London Music Award Country Artist of the Year was a real high for me, because it let me know that I must be doing something right. I must be on the right track. So when little things like that happen, I think it just kind of makes you feel like, I want to keep going now, because I
Yeah.
have so much more songs that I want to write and what I want to do and I want to perform. So I think it's just growing.
Yeah, that's cool. Then, yeah, confidence comes from wins, little victories. What surprised you the most about the music industry?
I think what surprised me, especially in the beginning, is that people were, especially in the industry people that I would meet, because I would go to the CCMA, conferences and CMA Ontario, and they would talk to me, but they were like, here's somebody else. You know what I mean? There wasn't any type of real open doors to help me in the beginning. And I thought, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait until somebody gives me an opportunity. So that's when I made my own opportunities happen. I thought, if something's going to come out of this and I'm going to actually do what I love, I better start working hard at it and make things happen. And there was one producer in particular that said to me, if you want it, then go out and get it, because nobody's going to come here and hand it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that, and that was the first conference I went to. And I thought, okay, well, that's what I got to do. So I did. So I went out and I started creating my music, went to the best studio in Canada for country music out in Calgary, MCC Recording Studio. He brought in CCMA award-winning players, and that's where it all started. And then I found my band, which is outstanding. So it really just helped me grow. It's just helping it continue to grow. But one of the things was probably from the beginning was just that no one right off the bat would come out and give me a chance without me proving myself that I want this and I want to do this.
Great answer.
Yep. Let's talk about set lists. Do you write your own? Do you write the set list?
I write the set list. I
Okay.
do. For every show we do, I pick the songs and I pick the orders, and then I give it to my guys and I'm like, is this going to be smooth on stage, or are you going to have to tune up and down and capo, whatever you got to do? So they tell me if I need to switch order or anything, but they are really open to whatever you want, whatever, makes you happy and comfortable when you're on stage. They said, that's what we're here for. We're here to play.
Okay. Second part. Now, have you ever read a room and then looked at your playlist and go, we got to change this?
That's funny you say that, because we did play one city and we went heavy on the classic rock side. So we threw in like Journey. We had an AC/DC song in there, and my bass player peeked out and he came back and he goes, I don't know if this is the room that's going to like AC/DC, because I think it was like an older crowd that came out. But I thought, okay, we'll hold the AC/DC and we won't do it until the end in case we get an encore or anything. But they loved it. They absolutely loved it. I was so surprised. So I think sometimes you can't judge. I had people come up and say, "Oh my God, when you played Journey, I just absolutely love it. It was so unexpected." And that was something that I thought, well, you never know. You never know what people's, tastes are or type of music that they like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is true. If you look at the two of us, you would probably say that too.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have very diverse views on music. That's for sure.
What type of music? Okay, what type of music do you guys like?
Well, look at Gus and tell me what type of music you think he listens to.
I don't want to. What if
Go.
I'm
You're not,
way off base?
you're not going to hurt his feelings
No.
just
What do
by
you
just
think?
by looking at him.
Alternative rock?
Yeah, that's one.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
Big country guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Are
country guy.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
good. Good.
Yeah. And what about him? What do you think?
I'm gonna say classic rock, and yeah, I'm gonna say classic rock.
I do like my classic rock, but I also love classic country.
Yeah.
I'm a big Merle Haggard, George Jones,
He likes 90s country,
Johnny Cash. Love 90s country.
which I don't.
Wow.
Yeah, that's okay. That's just different.
And
There's
hip
some good 90s country.
Yes, there is. And hip hop over here as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, hip hop. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was a kid of that age of that time.
And the one thing that throws people off is that Gus loves like the heavier stuff too. And nobody looks at him and says, no, there's no way this guy listens to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes-
diverse.
sometimes
It's
you don't
diverse.
know.
I like a lot of music.
Mhm.
I'm very much a consumer of. Give me more different stuff to
Yep.
listen to, and I love that. It could
And
be
don't you
anything.
think that sometimes it depends on what you're doing
Mhm.
too?
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
like sometimes when you're working away at something, you want the heavy rock on, and then other times you just want, some soft country. So I think it really depends what mood you're in.
It's true, and it's therapy too. Like, if you're in a mood of some sort and you want to get out of it, you can switch the genre, put a comfort song on, or play something country here.
Just play something country.
Play
You actually went there.
Yeah, I had to. How do you stay authentic while playing this game?
I think I know who I am, right? I don't try to be anybody else but myself. So, people, when they come and see my shows, it's like, what you see is what you get. I don't try to put on any persona or anything. So I think that's kind of how I just stay true to who I am. Not everybody's going to like my music. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's just the way it is. But there's going to be people out there that like my music, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Is the ones who want to hear the new songs.
Yeah,
so I
that's
think, and another thing going into the studio too is I gotta just always stick to what I created. Like when I write a song and I put it out for the musicians to play, I have to always just stay to the true song and how I wrote it. So I think that's where the authenticity would come in.
Yeah. Okay. So, because now we're talking about that kind of stuff. What kind of advice would you give somebody who's just starting out?
I would tell them that don't listen to the negativity. Don't listen to if people say, no, you're not going to make it. No, you're not going to, nobody's going to come out and hear you, or don't listen to it. Make your own path. Don't wait around for anybody else to give you an opportunity. Go out there and show them that you want to do it, that you have the ability to do it, and drown out the negativity of the industry, because it's not easy. It's money, right? It's a lot of who's going to make the labels money. So you got to remember and just not take things to heart when there's no's, because
Mhm.
if I listened to no at the beginning and just went, well, I'm not gonna do it because that person said no, I wouldn't be doing it. So I'd be definitely, don't listen to other people. Believe in yourself and go out and do what you want to do. And I'm telling you, things will happen. If you stick with it and don't give up, things will start to happen.
It's great advice.
Sound advice from Amanda Keeles for sure.
Definitely, we can clip that one.
That's going to be a great clip. Yeah, for sure.
What does real downtime look like for you?
I just like to, I just like to chill and watch TV. I have a dog. I have a little dog who's like 7 pounds. She's a miniature Yorkie, and she just follows me everywhere. I love just to relax with friends, be with my friends and laugh and go see live music. I love to go see other bands and concerts. I love to travel. I love to go down south. I have so many places I want to see in the world. I'd love to go see Australia. So I think that's kind of the things I do in my downtime.
That's some good things.
Yeah, I like it all.
I hate to say that I like to eat. I eat a lot of
Oh,
chocolate.
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's my guilty
Eat a lot of
pleasure.
chocolate every day.
Every day. It's my guilty pleasure.
I never feel guilty eating chocolate. Never.
Yeah.
You
never-
wouldn't find any in this house. I'm telling you, I think I've eaten it all
Hey.
for the week.
I'm right there with you. It doesn't last long at my place either. I was just telling Gus, we have a friend who works for Hershey. And I was like, dude, where's my samples? And he's like, well, I just bought some. I said, well, where are they? Like, they're not at my place, so you got to get them here. Anyway, they won't last long, guaranteed. Let's go back. I'm going to put you on the spot. Best classic Canadian rock band or artist, in your opinion.
Best classic rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really love the Tragically Hip came to mind, like immediately. I love the Tragically Hip. But also, when I think of Loverboy, right? I think of classic rock, Triumph.
There you
Triumph. That's and you
Well-
know what? We're gonna do a Triumph song coming
Are
up.
you?
Yes, we are.
Nice.
Magic Power. We're
Great
gonna do
tune.
Magic Power. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well,
I think
Amanda,
those ones come to mind.
yeah, you've never seen on one of our shows yet. You hit the biggest band that this guy loves with the Tragically Hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I've seen them over
38 times.
I saw them a lot. They were like, amazing. They were just like, and then you watch the documentary and you're just like, you fall in love all over again, right? Like just because of the kind of the core of that band and just how Canadiana it is. And
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's funny you said Loverboy and Triumph because
Yep.
I remember hearing that in my brother's car. Like
Yeah.
that was like one of those things that you'd hear in the 80s. Right?
I'm happy to hear that
That's
Loverboy
classic.
came up in conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
If we're going even further, we could probably go back to like BTO and Kim Mitchell. And you know what I mean? Like those are some good rockers too.
Amanda, I'm still waiting for the one that I want to hear.
Oh.
Gee, who didn't I say?
No, there's lots, but anyway, I was just teasing.
Well, Dog's a
Okay.
huge April Wine fan, so he would be.
April Wine, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was the one he was hoping to hear. But he heard Loverboy.
Yeah, I did hear
Yeah.
Loverboy, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Loverboy
That's
too.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
How do you feel about a little rapid fire? Ooh.
Okay.
So song you wish you'd written.
Oh my gosh. Song I wish that I had written. Oh, The House That Built Me, Miranda Lambert.
Oh, nice song.
Nice, yeah.
Very
Beautiful
good song.
Best show you've played.
The best show I've played would have to be TD Music Hall, the Aeolian here in London, or the Biltmore Theatre in Oshawa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You gotta come to Ottawa.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. We'd love to
Yeah.
see you. We'd be there. Dream collaboration.
Dream collaboration. This is not even country, but wouldn't that be cool if I could do something with Brian Adams?
Yes.
Very cool.
That
Why
would
wouldn't
be
it?
like
You do
cool
that.
as-
Sorry.
or
Yeah.
Dallas Smith. Like
Dallas Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just listening to some City. Oh, not Dallas Smith. I was thinking Dallas Green. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say I listened to some City and Color last night.
Different guy.
Coffee
I
or
would
cocktails?
do that too. City of
Yeah.
Color would be neat.
Yeah.
But I always thought like a duet because I always do all my own songs, right? It's always
Mhm.
just a female song. So I would love to do a duet
Yeah.
with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian Adams would be a good duet.
Yes,
partner.
he may have done a few of those.
Yeah, he's pretty good at
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Coffee or cocktails?
That's a tough one. Depends what
Mhm.
time of the day it is.
Fair. I don't see an AM or PM on
Coffee?
this.
Coffee, yes, every morning. I gotta have my coffee in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
fair enough.
my favorite cocktail is an amaretto sour.
Ooh, still
Love
love
'em.
amaretto.
Yeah.
Used to make a good one with you'd use egg whites and just get right after it.
Yes.
Get right after it.
I used to be a person that made cocktails.
Yeah, me too. Early mornings or late nights?
Oh, definitely not early mornings. I think I did early mornings for so long in my career that now I'm kind of like flipped around. I feel like I get more creative late at night after 11 o'clock. All of a
Ooh.
sudden, all these ideas come to me and I start writing things down. So definitely late night.
Insomnia, is that you?
I have a theory. It might be all the chocolate.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Dark chocolate. One
Might be
word.
onto something there.
Yeah, one word for this chapter in your life.
Just like a rebirth, like
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rebirth is good. So we have a question that we ask every person we've had on over 190 episodes later. The decades of music we discussed. So there's the 80s or the 90s. Which of the two is your favorite decade for music?
I like 80s, like more I like 90s country and I like is rock.
That's
So
pretty, I don't know.
Yeah, no answer there. Yeah,
It's pretty democratic answer.
Doesn't want to hurt feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm 90s, he's 80s. So it was like, it's okay.
yeah, that was kind of, blend them if they can
Yeah.
blend together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to go see the Yacht Rock show this past weekend.
At the casino there?
They did all 70s, 80s soft rock. And I could not believe how many songs I absolutely loved out of that show.
Well, that's the reason we don't pick the 70s, because the 70s were a decade of amazing music, and same with the 60s. So and the 80s does have its points for me and for Gus, and then the 90s have some for me, and the 90s have a lot more for Gus. So that's kind of why we asked with the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it just started out of nowhere, and we've carried it. We've carried it with us for
4 years.
Yeah, and we can't stop.
And we're not keeping score, but Gus is kicking my butt.
Yeah, a lot more 90s than 80s, that's for sure. Although 80s, sorry,
it also brings you back to like where you were when that song came out, right? I think that's where you get your favorites from, is where you were in that point in your life and what you were doing and how happy you were.
Was it Tom Petty when he sang that song, Don't Come Around Here No More? Is that an 80s song?
Yes, it is.
So the video is like him, like as Alice in Wonderland theme. Yeah. So that's why I remember it.
Yeah.
That's why, and I love that song, but it's like, that's the video I remember of that song.
Yeah.
You're right. It does. There's certainly you remember when.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to the kids at school today because I do a show every Saturday with some of the kids at the school, and they put a playlist together, and we put it together and we put it up on the radio station that we're on. And I was talking about the fact that songs will take you back to a time and place. Like I remember whenever I hear, I'm going to reference April Wine again, but Sign of the Gypsy Queen. Every time I hear that song, I think of Lord of the Rings.
Interesting.
Because I was reading the book while listening to the music. So it's every time I hear that song, it takes me right back to Lord of the Rings.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it would be cool if you could have that in the back. Like you should do a video where it's like part of the movie and you make that sign.
Yes.
And everybody would be so confused. It would be amazing.
What?
Yeah. What's next? So what's next for you over the next year?
So we have some shows coming up throughout Ontario starting in May. I have the Ontario Agricultural Society Convention coming up next weekend. We're showcasing there. I've got a showcase in Hamilton in February during Juno week, because the Junos are in Hamilton. So there's a showcase for Canadian Music of Ontario artists who can perform that day before the awards. So that's going to be really fun. Yeah. And then we're off and running. We've got the band and I getting together, getting some new music that we want to put in our shows. And then we're off and running in May.
Awesome.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where can people find your music?
They can find it on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, anywhere you stream music. You can check out my website, amandakeeles.com. You'll find it on there too. But you can find it anywhere.
Can you get hard copies on your website?
I don't have hard copies on my website. That's something that I'm going to have to do because
DM you. They can DM you and you can send them one maybe.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I could do that.
They can DM you.
Yeah, we'll DM you. So final message for creatives chasing the dream.
Keep creating, keep growing, just keep writing. Keep writing. Write your own if you can. I've collaborated this year, which is something different too that I haven't done. So I like to expand my ideas a little bit more, but always keep some of that creativity as yours. Because when you go out and put out your own music and you've had a big hand in it, there is something about hearing your own music coming back that it's, that your heart and soul went into it. So definitely just keep on writing, because the growth that you get from it, every time I put out a single, I'm like, okay, that worked. Okay, that didn't work. I'm learning as I go. So now I'm kind of really getting an idea of what country radio wants to hear, what's on the satellite radio, the sound that country is today. which is something I didn't pay attention to at all when I put out my debut album. It was a big mix of everything. But this time I'm a little bit more focused. So listen to what's being played right now and try to stay authentic, but maybe, learn from what other people are putting out and what's working.
Smart answer.
Very good answer. I have one more.
One more.
What is a song that never should have been covered by anybody? The original should be the only one that's ever been done.
I was going
And in a bang, baby.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. One that should have never been redone.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know. Do you guys have an answer?
I have one.
Give her a couple examples.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say for me, personally, because it's one of my favorite songs ever written, is My Old Friend the Blues by Steve Earle.
Okay.
I don't ever want to hear anybody else record that song. That's me personally. Just saying.
I don't like that Johnny Cash covered all those songs on the. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't you even start with that?
No, I don't. I got nothing for you. That's not a question for me. So yeah, I'm okay with people covering.
Yeah,
music.
I can't.
There's a few that I'm just
I
like,
can't
no.
think of one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'm a music snob. I just don't want certain songs.
See,
Snob.
a bit snobby.
That's a tough one. We're gonna finish, and I'm gonna go. I have an answer.
Oh, you can send it later.
Right now,
off air.
I can't think of one that stands out that I was like, oh, they should have never tried to sing that one.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
even Billie Jean when Chris Cornell does it is amazing. So
that whole album was amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to say, but I just wanted to throw that into the mix because it was, it's almost impossible.
Well, if you didn't
with
get
a
it
front
off,
answer,
if you didn't get it off your chest, you'd be all upset. So
I know.
Amanda Keeles,
I go home angry.
Keeles, thank you very much for your time. What a pleasant discussion with you, and really appreciated it. It was awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys, for having me. That was a lot of fun.
Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus.